What's going on, guys? It's Boss Han here. I am back here on the channel with another upload, and today I have a story time for you guys that it's going to be pretty entertaining. A few weeks ago, I was just going to the bathroom and I caught like these two people like trying to do a school prank in the bathroom, which I thought, hey, this sounds like a good story time content. And you're probably asking, what prank were they trying to pull? What they were trying to do was basically TP the bathroom, and what I mean is I'm pretty sure they were trying to make like it's winter time in the bathroom, like, oh my god, it's Christmas early. But before we get into the video, I just want to say to you guys that just don't do what's gonna happen in the video. Just don't destroy school property, because if that happens, then you're most likely gonna get expelled. Even in rare chances you might get suspended, but just please do not do any school pranks like destroying any property on school, because bad things will happen. Your career might get damaged. So now with that out of the way, we can get to the story. So let's just get into the story. So grab your snacks and drinks and whatever you need to get ready for story time. Let's just get into the story time. Alrighty, so I don't know about you, but I can understand why people would want to do pranks at school. I'm pretty sure everyone knows this type of thing. It's called a senior prank, where people want to do a prank after their senior year, during their senior year or something. Anyways, what I'm trying to say is that some people just like doing some pranks, but hey, I don't mind some pranks. Like, I can get a good prank, like maybe like making a trap door, so when they open the door, a giant bucket of cold water will make them all wet. Or maybe jump scaring them like it's Five Nights at Freddy's or whatever. But the people that were doing a prank in the bathroom, I don't think it was that funny. I don't think it's really fun just to waste all the toilet paper, dip them in water and throw it everywhere like it's the last day on earth. Like, oh my god, this could be the last December, Christmas time, and Santa won't get us any more presents or whatever. But one day I'm in class and it's like almost the end of the day. It's like what, 12 p.m. or something, basically almost time for us to go. Like how our schedule works, basically at 1 o'clock summer school ends. So yeah, I was in summer school, like I had to redo math, but that's another story time. And a few minutes later, I need to use the restroom. So I asked the teacher, hey, can I use the restroom? And she's like, oh, of course, go ahead. So I get out of class, I go outside to go use the restroom. I go outside, I don't see anyone because like it's class time. Why you're not in class? Like, you're obviously gonna get in trouble if you just want to mess around after class. Like, I mean, sure, like schoolwork is not fun, but you just need to do the work if you're in summer school, because you need to try a little bit harder so you can pass your classes and not be able to graduate. But I get to the restroom then, and what I see in the restroom is I immediately after like I go through the doorway, like all I see is half the restroom covered in wet toilet paper. And that's when I see these two kids just taking bits of toilet paper from like the stalls and throwing them just anywhere. So I was going to wash my hands, and one of the kids sees me. He's like, oh, hello. And I'm like, oh, hello there. And he's like, what are you doing? And I said, oh, I'm just here to wash my hands. And I think the two kids were like emo kids, boys, because like, you know those kids that like wear Hot Topic clothing and the emo haircut? Like, I think these two kids were emo kids. Like, I did not know that emo kids wanted to think it's funny to just mess around with wet toilet paper and play like it's Nerf war or something. But I wash my hands and then I head out the doorway. Now, normally nothing would happen. I wouldn't get worried because, of course, there's no one gonna be outside. I mean, of course I was worried because I'm like, okay, what if these guys are gonna try to get me in trouble because I just stumbled someone doing a prank. But as I'm walking outside, I see the dean is now walking outside and he sees me. And so the thing is, I don't know about you guys, but I'm pretty sure, you know those people that like class pets, like the teacher pet, like that gets very along with other teachers. Like, I'm one of those kids, so immediately as I see the dean, I'm like, hey, what's up? And he's like, oh yeah, what's going on? So we just kind of catch up a little bit because since I know teachers very well, we get along very well. We just kind of have a little bit conversation. Then the dean's like, okay, I think you should go back to class now. And so I just walk back to class. But then I start to remember that what happened in the bathroom, seeing kids trying to do a prank by throwing toilet paper in the bathroom like it's winter war. And so I'm like, oh shit. So as I'm walking around the wall, I just immediately start running to the class because there's no one anywhere in sight now. But I managed to get back to class, and I just don't hear anything for the rest of the day until after school. Well, not after school, but like after like 20 minutes go by, I hear my name get called up from the loudspeaker. Mr. Boss Hand, please come up to the front office. And I'm like, oh, is it that situation where like these kids are now trying to get me in trouble? Well, great. So now I have to go to the principal's office. I get my stuff. The teacher's like, well, you might not be coming back since it's almost like the end of school. It's like, what, 30 minutes left of class left. But I go to the principal's office, and when I get there, I see the dean, the two looking emo kids. I thought it was funny to play a prank, and two staff members and the principal sitting on his chair. I sit down, and the principal is like, okay, so we've been getting so we got like a report from the vice principal saying you guys were doing a prank. Do you guys have any explaining to do? And these emo kids were talking about how the reason why this guy left in the bathroom was so he can get some more toilet paper from the other stalls in the bathroom. And I then explained myself saying, oh no, I wasn't going to the bathroom to play prank. I just went there to wash my hands. And the principal's like, are you sure you went to wash your hands? I'm like, yeah, because I wasn't part of the situation in the first place. Like, I'm telling the truth. But as I was finishing my sentence, these emo kids then interrupt me and were like, no. He is lying, Mr. Principal. Like, he's trying to get out of trouble. He's trying to make the excuse that he can get out of trouble by just saying that he wasn't part of the situation, but he was part of the situation. And so then I get mad and I start arguing, and we just go back and forth. And as like, I'm going back and forth, like, the dean, I don't know, for some reason, if he thought that, hey, maybe video evidence would probably like break the situation, because there's obviously nothing that's gonna stop us unless video evidence. He's like, maybe we can just like take the look at the cameras and see who came in first. I'm pretty sure that if Mr. Boss Hand was with you guys, like if all three of you came to the bathroom, then like I'm pretty sure he was probably part of it. And so immediately I'm like, yeah, just get the evidence out. And the principal's like, oh, I guess we can bring out the evidence. And so the principal tells one of the staff members to get some tape recordings, which are the security cameras. I'm pretty sure they had like very old security cameras, but they got out security camera evidence. Oh my gosh. And after that, they go to get the evidence. And while we're getting evidence, like it was like 10 minutes of just waiting, like silence. Like it was probably like the longest ever. It's very awkward, but they get the evidence, and the principal was like, all right guys, just any last questions before we look at the evidence. And we were like no at the same time, and like, okay. But sure enough, we looked through the evidence, and it was just the two emo kids that went to the bathroom first. Apparently, this has been going on for 10 minutes now. The two emo kids just went into the bathroom and just threw toilet paper for 10 minutes, but then it sees that I then went to the bathroom after 10 minutes. The emo kids were in the bathroom. And I can tell by the emo kids that were kind of sweating a little bit. Here you're looking at some evidence of seeing like just two emo kids that were doing it in the first place, and I wasn't part of it because I wasn't there before them. And so the principal looks at the emo kids, and he was like, so are you trying to false accuse one of our students of trying to commit vandalism? Because I don't think that Mr. Boss Hand over here was trying to commit vandalism and threw toilet paper all over the place. And the emo kids kind of sweating a little bit and getting worried, and like I can hear them stutter as they were trying to make an excuse, like, like he was just trying to get more toilet paper, and they for some reason thought that the same excuses were gonna work at the same time. So they thought that, hey, doubling down was just gonna work. But I can tell the principal had enough because they were kind of lying, and he was like, okay guys, I'm gonna give you chances to admit that you guys did it, or else there are going to be consequences. And the emo kids did not let their guard down still. They wanted to admit that they were not guilty, and they're like, well, no. And the principal then had a very stern voice, was like, is this true? Did you guys do this? And I think at that point, it's like kind of over for them to just stop doubling down. Like there's nothing that they can do. So they just go out and flat and say, okay, yeah, a little bit of it is true. And then after that, I literally hear the principal sign like he just can't believe that ever happened, and like, oh, this probably wastes a bunch of time for like him just to false accuse a student. And so now I'm just sitting here for 5 minutes as this principal is now explaining to the emo kids about, oh, what they done is very disrespectful, and how like vandalism is a very bad thing that they could ever do at school, and how this could be a punishment on the record. I'm not sure if it's a punishment on the record. I think it is, but all I know is that the emo kids are now in trouble. But after that, the vice principal kind of looks at me and he's like, okay, Mr. Boston, I think we have everything that we need, and so you can head back to class now. And so now I'm escorted back to class by the vice principal, and I go back to class, and it was 1 minute before the bell rings, and the bell rang. And as I'm walking back to class, as I'm walking out of class, the vice principal turns to me and he's like, hey, I'm very sorry that you got into this situation. Hopefully this never happens again. Thank you so much for being a very great kid and being honest. Have a great day. And I say to him with respect, have a great day too. And so I go home, I eat some Doritos, some Coca-Cola, and I go play some Borderlands. So yeah, that's a story of how I caught some people trying to do a prank in the bathroom. Hope you guys enjoy this story. If you guys do enjoy these story times, I would really appreciate it if you guys can press the like button on this video. It would really help me out. It does mean a lot to my channel for the algorithm. However, if you don't press the like button, then Burger King will close forever. I mean, that's obviously a joke. They're never gonna close down. They have some pretty good fast food there. But yeah, I'll see you guys later with another story time or video upload, and I'm out of here. Peace.